There is only so far we can go with the simulator. Sometimes we run into issues we can't trace in the simulator and can't figure out by trial and error. In those cases, if the device causing an issue is an Android device, we can generate an Android native project using include source and run the built-in Android profiler tool. There isn't that much to discuss about the Android profiler. It improved a great deal in recent years and now provides something close to the level of the profiler we have on the desktop. It's still not remotely as thorough, so we can use it only as a basic guideline. When we run the profiler, we see some information at the bottom of the Android IDE. When we expand it and dig in, we can study the CPU overhead and memory overhead of a specific operation, so we can narrow down where the CPU is spending its time. One of the cool features in Android devices is the Developer Options menu. This menu is hidden by default in Android, and you need to activate it in the settings by clicking the About Phone option, then scrolling all the way down and tapping the build number entry 7 times. Once you do that, you will have a new Developers Option menu option in the above menu. There are many interesting features you can enable and play with to help test your Android app, but my personal favorite is the Debug GPU Overdraw. When you click this option, you are presented with 3 options. We can enable the Show Overdraw Areas option, which will give us the results on the right. As a side note, Deuteronomy, which I hope I pronounced correctly, refers to the green color blindness and is unrelated to performance. It's related to accessibility of your color choices. The colors look weird at first, but here's what they say. True color, no overdraw. You are perfect, and even Google doesn't hit that much. Blue, overdrawn 1 time. That's probably the normal for most of your UI. If your background isn't blue or true color, you might have a problem. Green, overdrawn 2 times. Green is reasonable for nested elements. Pink is overdrawn 3 times. This is okay for text and special cases. Red is overdrawn 4 or more times. This is something you should inspect and check if it's acting as it should. It's normal to see some pink in an app, but if you have red, it might be a problem. Notice that the kitchen sink has red in the clock, which indeed animates the tick effect, so overdraw in that section makes a lot of sense. The iOS version of the profiler has some advantages over the Android version. It's in fact based on the dtrace tool that originated at Sun Microsystems. When you activate the profiling in iOS, the app is recompiled and you are presented with a set of options. There are many interesting options, but most of them are relevant for low-level development. Most of us can use something relatively simple, such as Time Profiler. This is the output of the Time Profiler after you play around with the app a bit. You can dig in and get a lot of additional information from the UI. Once you expand the hierarchy, you can look into the CPU time of every method within the thread and isolate potential bottlenecks on the device.